I welcome you all back to episode 5 of the Savage Lands Season 2. And in the last episode, we have struck metal. Not just any metal, we've struck magnetite. So the fine dwarves of Shin Mistim have finally found what they came for. The metal that will allow us to bring war to those filthy goblins. So that all might be nice and dandy, but we still have to extract it. And we have to smelt it as well. So it's not all just easy peasy here for us, so we have still a lot of work in front of us. But I think we're going to have a really good time in so far, as we got pretty much space to work with. And there's not only iron to be found. I recently took another dive here and checked this out. So we got here layer of tetrahedrite. So metal really is a thing here. But I also noticed that when we went here, gold. So that's the layer I'm already exploiting. But I realized that we have several layers of gold going on, and that was some serious piece of big good news. So I want to take a little bit of a stroll in the obsidian layer as well. So we're going to have a look-see there too. But for today, well, I have in mind to get the smithies going, you know, because we really need to by now, I think. So let's see, we got the sweet pot, the pigtail, and the quarry bush. Alrighty. So what has happened with the pigtail and the stuff again? Tell me. So we got... seeds are gone. Great. Oh man, that happens from time to time. Let's see, maybe they're here. Yeah, well, we're going to try and buy us some seeds from the next caravan coming in. Sometimes that just happens when I destroy farm fields. I wonder if this can destroy the seeds as well. If so, that would be an explanation what has happened there. But we're just going to buy us some fresh seeds from the next caravan. Or the caravan after, if anything really bad happens. So, we are going to order charcoal now. And we're going to order it 20 times. Because, you know, we got plans. And besides that, I figured that we also need a much more efficient system when we want to go for the smelting. So there's a couple of things that I want to improve on here today. So I figured that I'd really love to have a dedicated stockpile for the metals that we will now allocate in stupidly large amounts, namely gold and tetrahedrite, because, you know, it is quite a thing if a smelter is dumb enough to run down into the mines to grab some chunk of tetrahedrite or gold nuggets that really messes up our day. Look at this. There's hematite. Oh yeah. Now our day is made. So the obsidian layer has even more metal, so, or iron I should rather say. That means that's one of the best news that we've had so far. I think a proper celebration is in order. We should really think about throwing a party or anything or something like that. Or let's see. Whatever, we're going to find something here. In the meantime, the fortress is growing quite nicely, isn't it? Let's see what we can do. Do we have any extra blocks to spend? I want to grow this place over the course of the time, you know. So I used andesite here, didn't I? Yes, right. Good. So it's going to be one of those really large long-term projects that will keep us busy here. Because I somehow am tempted... Oh, do we have enough? No. I'm somehow tempted to go for a real fortress, you know? Several levels and all. because we want to show those stinkers that we are here to stay. You know. Okay, to celebrate all this, I already know how we're going to celebrate this. We're going to erect some statues, you know? That's the dwarven way to celebrate. So, let's see. The charcoal is getting stored here. We're making our fuel out of wood. It's barbaric, it's inefficient, the elves hate it, so we love it. It's a simple equation, and it never grows old. So, I personally don't like it because you get so much more out of lignite and bituminous coal, but well, it's okay. We're going to manage. I really enjoy myself a lot more since I started to lower the amount of ore on my map significantly. All right, so we're going to store the gold nuggets here. And the tetrahedrite will be stored on the other end. But I figure a room filled with gold nuggets should be properly locked. Let's put doors here in between as well. Just for the sake of roleplay fluff, you know. I do like the idea of that. So we struck tetrahedrite? Yeah, no shit. There's so much of that stuff around here. Shinmistum is such a mineral-wealthy place where this place is spoiling us, you know. But that's okay. For the dwarfs of the Towers of Age, it's a good thing to be finally spoiled with wealth. The last fortress we have built was quite the opposite. Okay, so let's see. I think it's a good opportunity to do a bit of a new temple layout and probably consider some sacrifices to the gods as a bit of a thanks, you know, for all the goodness that has happened lately. Okay, so we're going to make that design like that here. Some symmetry. Oh. Recently tried to experiment with some, well, more individual designs when it comes down to temples and the like. Okay, but that was only the beginning. I want to go for metal production now that we have almost everything set up. We're going to set up the tetrahedrite stockpile now as well. And I'm going to do similar stockpiles like these if the need arises. Probably we're going to have one for magnetite and hematite next. So we can have some severe, some serious stockpiling capacity here as well, you know. Okay, so with that all out of the way, let's get started with making our first batch of electrum. Because I don't know, electrum is somehow going to be for me the staple metal of Shinmistum, you know. Because we got so much gold and tetrahedrite there, electrum should be really, really available for us. At least if I understood everything correctly. So, one day soon the saving will be done, I promise. Can't take longer from here. And then we're going to start and do some goodness here. So, electrum bars using ore. We're going to make that now, well, 2 times here, 2 times here. That's quite an investment in terms of charcoal, but I'm gladly taking that. We're through a big production cycle here. There's a lot of charcoal lying around here, isn't it? Yeah, good. Well, big issue, we don't have much workforce here, so it's all taken ages. There we go. So we're now producing electrum in a serious amount. That's great. It's so fulfilling. This should make 8 bars of electrum if I'm not mistaken. 2, 4, 6, and 8. Yep. So each one of these suckers is alone worth 100 dwarf bucks. So we're allocating quite the wealth here. This stuff is really top notch. So we're going to start out with some statues for the celebration of this. And we're going to make a statue of the expedition leader, because I think that's a good way to say thanks to Udil for his wise guidance and all, you know. So let's see, Udil Oh, Udil, what again? I'm sorry. I didn't know there were so many Udils in the list. So, Udil growled worked. Alright. That sounds like a very motivated person to me. Alrighty, so Udil growled worked. So, I mean, this guy deserves a statue. Probably every one of the 7 founding members as well, but let's not get ahead of ourselves. We are going to make one thing here, and we're going to build up a similar system to the one that we got in Gulf Cobalt for statue decoration. There we go. So, do we actually have a furniture stockpile? There's the stoneworkers. It doesn't look like we do. Okay. It's something I want to change, eh? Alright, then we're going to do something like that. Here we go, and when we take that downstairs, simply because I want to connect these together. Here we go. So we have furniture stockpiles on 2 levels. Find that a pretty good approach. Think here, the statue of Udil. So, beautiful. We have a statue exactly of what I wanted to. Settling in of Shin Mistem. This is a pretty historic moment, and, you know, with all the wealth they've allocated, I find that a very, very reasonable thing to do. We, of course, will bring monuments to the gods there as well. We will pay our respects, but selfish little creatures that they are. Some vanity for the brave expedition leader. So, let's put up some love into our apartments so that the fortress tour of Shin Mistem will be a fancy one day. I must say, Dwarf Fortress is one of those games that really provokes me in terms of fancying up things tremendously. I don't know why, but it's one of those games where I have a hard time leaving things ugly if I envision a way how I could make it beautiful. Not always the case. In many games I'm just like, nah, it's gonna be fine. Leave me alone. Don't want to know anything about that. Anyways, so let's see how the industries are coming together. There's tetrahedrite all over the place. We have such wealth of that stuff that I literally don't know where I should put that stuff first. That's a pretty good thing, actually. Okay, so let's complete the work here, huh? Shall we? So we got a storage for tetrahedrite, we got a storage for iron, and now the for gold. I gave away my intentions. The next storage will be for the iron ores. So this here will be probably soon be used for flux stones exclusively. That would be a good thing. I'd like that. So here we're going to store all the iron-bearing ores, and then we'll see. Probably we'll have to redistribute the wall at some point. We'll see about that. I do like what's happening here. I hope that this that word gets out to the rest of the dwarven kind that we've got such a fine city here, and we really need able and willing hands to get some stuff done here, because seriously, we really need to get stuff done, okay? Alrighty, so these are going to be general furniture stockpiles, 2 of them. So we got some place to store our stuff at. Now, we're going to link that specialty stockpile to these. So all the stuff will be taken from there. And this jeweler will be now linked to take his items only from this stockpile and that stockpile, gemstone and furniture. And then we are going to make a job to encrust furniture with gemstones forever and ever, each day, forever. So we're going to assign a certain person for that. Let's see. Yeah, a gem setter. We already got somebody. That's pretty good. So I'm going to have top-notch results one day. And again, no migrants. Oh man, it's a pity. I can't wait to have a series workforce going on here. We got pretty much everything going here that we'd require, except for people. But people will come. That's always that's always the case. It's also early autumn. That means we are expecting the caravan. And also, could it be... Yeah, we don't have a lever linked to that one yet. So we're going to go back to our city core. So F1, F2, F3, right on. I want to put my mines on F4 real quick, and then we're going to do some goodies. So, yeah, well, it's low priority mining. So let's put that on F4. That's okay. So we are in the vicinity, and then we can scroll deeper to our other mines, although, I gotta say, probably we should take that as F5 too, huh? Yeah, we do that. Hotkeys are so freaking helpful. Can only recommend. Good. So now the next step in the book is going to be to add the different gray colored floor to the whole thing. So we got Gabbro, and we're going to construct our stairs out of Gabbro. I didn't do that yet because the walls here are Gabbro, and I was not sure if I'd really want a Gabbro in Gabbro Fortress, but then I figured this is a military fortress. Of course I want a Gabbro in Gabbro Fortress, you know? Gray Fortress, gray steel, gray goblin blood. No, you get the idea. Gray floors, of course. So, it all makes sense the longer you think about it. Hopefully. Okay, so we got temples dedicated to Vukar, or beloved death and suicide god, and we got a undedicated temple so far. So I cannot change that once it's opened. Oh man, that's sad. Oh well, then we're going to reassign that now. So let's see, we got a mineral god. I find that very, very fitting. And we're going to bring up a temple for the goddess of love here as well, because she had a lot of worshippers in the last. We don't have any Doran worshippers. A metal god would have been very fitting now. Now, whatever. You can't have it all. You can't have it all. And I just noticed that Heaven's ready, but not turned into a tavern. Here we go. The Blockaded Baker. Alright, what a weird name. So, yeah. Gabbro is a bit of a different hue of grey. Totally different hue of grey. Damn. Okay, let's drop down a lever here, which we're going to use to seal off the mines if necessary. If we do such dwarven things like digging too deep, you know. Can't happen to the best of us. Alright, so seal the mines. Alrighty. That'll help us in the long run a lot. So, yeah, the pigtail seeds, they just disappeared. Poof. They went into nothingness. Nobody knows where they are now. So, whatever might be the case, we got so much stuff that we could work with. I don't even know where to start. We totally need more personnel, though. So, shouldn't you guys be going inside my base? So the merchant and all, they're just loitering around here. And I don't get it quite. I don't quite get why. Storage depot is accessible? Well, we're going to create a new one. Sometimes things like these happen. I don't know. This might be even the traders from the last time that are still stuck here on the map. Sometimes weirdnesses happen. Wouldn't be the first time. Let's check out what would happen if we'd just dismantle that place, because actually there's I can already tell that there's a lot of stuff on that plate that's not mine. Nah. So we're going to remove that shop, and let's see what that'll do. Weird. And while we're talking, let's get back to our statue. So why aren't you doing that? Tell me, good sir. Well, I bet it's mostly an issue of workforce here. I already seen that so often that a perfectly fine configured fortress looks like it's totally malfunctioning, but as a matter of fact, it's working fine. There's just not enough hands to get all the jobs done. As you see there, there's just so freaking much that they want to do right now. That's just binding their workforce, and that's why nothing's getting done. It's a pity. The only thing you can do to relieve this a little bit is to disable the miners for a moment. Let's see. I want to check if this unblocks something if we dismantle the trader's stockpile, the trader here. I mean, these things are technically not mine. Practically, I don't care. But usually the traders, if they are still around, they're just grabbing these items and bringing them back into their positions. Sometimes I've experienced it, though, that they're just leaving things there. They don't care about it anymore. So the trader here is gone. Well, I mean, I don't want to mutter. There's a steel helmet. There's a lot of goodness. Probably there's even the seeds that I was looking for in it. Well, if they're too dumb to take their trade goods with them, I don't mind. That's seriously none of my business. Great, cool. All right, so let's put a cage stockpile there. I mean, I can hardly fathom my luck here. I mean, it's buggy, it's bugged things, but whatever. Let's just say it's a gift from our friends from Wolf Kobold. Let's handle it like that, eh? Good. So let's see what has happened with the statue. So let's make that the most important task, and why aren't you operating? Encrust furniture, done. This should be actually doable. Why does the job get cancelled, though? Does this still happen if I do this like that? You're taking from this stockpile and that stockpile. Ah, yeah, of course. You cannot do anything if you don't have any cut gems. That explains a lot, too. Sure. That's an answer. I'm breaking, and I'm pondering and pondering. Yeah, so we are going to go and do a regular cut gem job, which keeps 10 rough gems. and make sure that we'll always have something for the strange moods left over, you know? It's always important, otherwise you'll get into trouble. So the fine incident here, you know? The Shinmistum dwarves will have now a lot of goodness that they can feast on. So I will now put this guy on that table. And then we got to think where the statue of Udil will actually be standing at. I think it's going to be great to have that here somewhere. Like in the dining hall. Yeah, in the dining hall. That's where everybody is seeing it. That's where everybody is can see the new thing here. I think that's a great idea. And it's always a good idea to have your dining hall as beautiful as possible. So object menaces with spikes of amethyst. So we've struck onyx. Oh yeah. Oh, the hematite. Damn. This is such wealth. And extra wealth in terms of gemstone. Perfect. So let's see how much enhancing we can do here. Okay. We're going to put that statue into the city now. That's okay. Don't want to overdo it. It's not worth it right now. So, the statue, the fine statue of Udil will stand here. And now let's think about some other usages here. So, let's make some Billon bars as well. Because as far as I can see, we got a nice wealth of charcoal here available, you know. We got so much wood, shouldn't be not much of an issue to keep a lot of charcoal pre-produced. I mean, it's not like coal, but we will be able to make everything happen that we need to make happen. That's one thing that actually really gives me a good feeling about all this. Good. So now, a statue for a death and suicide god. We probably don't want to make that out of anything too shiny. Let's make an onyx statue for him. For good old chap Vukar. You know? Not onyx, obsidian I meant. Personally think that this is a great material. So, Vukar. No, not the Midnight Woman. The rotting male dwarf Vukar. Alrighty. Really appreciating, you know, how everything's working out here so far. So now we got some nice and dandy Billon and Electrum going on for ourselves. So we need another statue for Nashas. So, love goddess. We're going to make a statue. Let's see what kind of stone do I have here. Ah, quartzite. Perfect. Personally think that's a good stone for a love goddess. So, Nashas. And what was the last god again? Mountains, right? Bear, the granite earth. Yeah. What was your specialty again? So bear, the granite earth, minerals. Okay. So, well, at this temple there would be a wealth of different statues, I think. But definitely no metal. If it's minerals, not metals. So we're going to make a statue for this dude. Let's say. Let's use dolomite. Why not? So we got some. Seriously? So many bears. There. Bear the granite earth. Here we go. Burlalokbur. Okay, so we got these. That'll bring us somewhere. This'll bring some nice flair into our temples. So let's see what's the last temple going to be. I mean, obviously we don't have the worshippers yet, but yeah. Stetad? Yeah, we got so many some metal, mountains. Let's put up a temple to Stetad, a god of wealth. So I'd say we're going to use blunt force for the god of wealth, and we're just going to make a golden statue there. So here we're going to smelt some tetrahedrite in the pure form. Now let's see, charcoal work orders are getting done in time. Brilliant. Okay. So yeah, we don't have enough haulers permanently, but let's commission that last statue, and then it's time to say goodbye for today again. Is it believable? So we're going to make a statue for Stetad. So we got a entire set of statues for our temples. I think this is a really, really good way of saying thanks to the gods, to the expedition leader, and everybody involved to this wonderful flush of wealth. And I'd say we're going to see where this leads in the next episode. I'm pretty positive that in the next episode we are going to have a higher population count finally, and we are going to be able to go for bigger projects for real. Up until then, I thank you all so much for watching. It's always my pleasure to have you folks. Feel free to drop me your comments down below. And as always, a thumbs up helps a ton, as does a subscription to the channel. Doesn't cost you anything except for a bit of a mouse click thing. And to me, it's really a lot of help. That being said, there's a playlist link down there to the entire Savage Lands season, and I'd be delighted if you'd give them a look if this was the first one for you in the Savage Lands. Either way, thanks for your time. Hope to see you again next time when we are going to see what'll happen. Bye-bye.